Hello, my name is Rayton and welcome to Tara. Now, Tara is my friend's brand that she is building to advocate for the environment, promote sustainability. I am part of a team that she has put together currently to be able to build this part of her brand, and I will be in charge of really for now creating content and posting it on across our social media pages on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, etc. Now, Tara is, as I mentioned before, an advocate for the environment. Now, if you're here interested in learning how to better advocate for the environment, how to implement sustainable practices or systems, and just generally be part of the movement that is creating a greener, safer, healthier planet, then you're in the right place. We are not experts, I will put that up front. My friend, the founder of the brand, she really wants you to feel comfortable to share your experiences. If you have anything that is working for you towards, on how you are working to better the environment, then feel free to share. Essentially, this is gonna be a community where we all gather together. We will share our growth, we will share what we learn, and you please feel free to share what you know and also what you're learning. So this being our first video, we are mainly going to be talking about sustainability. Now, this is nothing new, it's not new information. You probably know what sustainability is, but essentially, as part of starting somewhere, we really it's never it doesn't hurt to learn, to relearn, to to be reminded, to remind yourself of what something is, and in this case, sustainability. So that is the main topic of what we're going to cover today, and also practical steps we can take as consumers. Apart from what businesses can do, what we as consumers can do to be more sustainable, to reduce our carbon footprint. So at its core, sustainability really is the desire with intent to preserve. Now, I've seen this as part of where you see sustainability apply, or where you see the word sustainable, how it is used in context and in practice. It's really you're trying to preserve something for the long run, and that is truly like the essence of what sustainable is. Sustainability is what being sustainable is. It's intentional, it's purposeful, and most importantly, it's supported by efficient systems. Not trying to waste anything, resources, energy is resource, excuse me, but etc. So an article by ASU, Arizona State University, really provides a general indication of where we see sustainability applied. It's commonly known as 3Ps, or rather the fundamental pillars of what drives sustainability in our world today. This is 1, people; 2, profit; and 3, the planet. And the last one is like really where we're gonna try to advocate for the planet. But all in all, sustainability encompasses all these 3 areas. So how does it affect our world today? When we observe the intent of sustainability, which is to preserve, and the 3Ps, people, profit, planet, we arrive to the goal of what drives our sustainable movements today, what drives our desire to be sustainable today. It's really to not deplete our natural resources. This is the source of what makes our society, the planet, the natural resources that we use to create electricity, to create technology, to create housing, clothes. We're really trying to keep. We've been failing. honestly. But the point of sustainability today is to preserve those natural resources as an effort to aid our future, as an effort to save us from living in a movie like Mad Max, where it's all desert. I haven't watched the movie, I don't know what I'm talking about, but from what I've seen on the trailers, that thing is bland, that thing is sand, that is the horror globally. But that is what we're trying to avoid. Quick disclaimer, we are not being sponsored by them, but our research did guide us to earth.org, and earth.org has an interesting article titled 15 Biggest Environmental Challenges of 2024, of today, of right now. And that is what we will be covering, practical steps towards some of those 15 challenges, practical steps we can take to start playing a part in solving those some of the challenges that are highlighted in this article. 1. Global warming from fossil fuels. 2. Poor governance. 3. Food waste. 4. Biodiversity loss. 5. Plastic pollution. 6. Deforestation. 7. Air pollution. 8. Melting ice caps and sea level rise. 9. Ocean acidification. 10. Agriculture. And it sounds crazy because agriculture is good for us, but I think, well, looking further into that, they actually mean the systems that our farmers use to grow the food. Onto the next though, 11. Food and water insecurity. 12. Fast fashion and textile waste. 13. Overfishing. 14. Cobalt mining. And 15. Soil degradation. What we've done is really grouped this into 3 parts. One part is going to be showing areas where we play a part as consumers, and other parts. The second part is where we as consumers indirectly come in and are responsible for. And the third part is really the consequences of our actions. So we've taken these 15 environmental challenges and have placed them into these 3 groups. But essentially, as one can see, the desire to preserve our planet is really needed, and at a global scale at that. It's not just America that is facing this issue. We see this happening all around the world, and the world everywhere is facing the reaction. The consequences are felt totally and completely around the world and everywhere. But look no further, because who is better equipped to help solve these challenges than you and me? It's all about just educating ourselves. As I mentioned earlier, we separated 3 groups. We separate these challenges into 3 groups. 1, challenges that we may have actively played a part in, creating this challenge. And what we saw that fit in this group is food waste, us throwing food away, plastic pollution, not disposing of our plastic correctly, and fast fashion and textile waste. Now this is a bit complex, but how do we dispose our clothes? It's clear this challenge is directed towards the fast fashion industry, as they are a major contributor in greenhouse gas emissions, and 20% of global wastewater is from textile dyeing, or D-Y-E-I-N-G, dye, textile dye. Let's stop right there. But where we as consumers need to pay attention is where landfills are filled with our discarded clothing. So we can play a part in being responsible towards how we actually approach how we approach taking better care of our clothes. The second group is where we are not directly or indirectly, not directly participating in cases such as agriculture or cobalt mining, or overfishing, or poor governance. I don't see any of you, going up there making decisions for how the world is running, or the country, or are actively, but you get the point. You're not fishing, you're not farming, you're not out there mining in Congo trying to find the best resources for the batteries, but we indirectly play a part in what is happening, because the companies that are directly participating in creating these challenges, they do so to meet consumer demands, and we play a part by actively feeding into the idea that we do need so and so. We do need the latest upgrade of technology. We do need the freshest. We do need fresh food. We do need that one, but we need a large quantity amount of food, or meat or vegetables. When we start consuming things a lot, when we start creating this idea of scarcity, or who's we in this context? My bad. Let me rephrase that. When companies start feeding us this idea of more is better, and we start playing into it, and then this distortion of demand is created. Where am I going with this? I don't even know, man. I don't know. The idea is to not to be so gullible as to play a part in brands and companies nonsense. The last group from these challenges that we created was challenges that are really consequences of our actions. These are things such as global warming from fossil fuels. Unless you can freeze up everything like Frozen or Elsa? Is it Anna or Elsa? I'm not sure, but one of them girls can freeze. Unless you can do that, then by all means, hey, what are you doing? But we can't control global warming. We can't control melting ice caps and sea level rise. We can't control soil degradation. We can't control food and water and security. I put air pollution, deforestation, biodiversity loss, and ocean acidification in this, but I'm rethinking their position in that, because we can definitely control not cutting down a tree. Come on, there's no overwhelming force coming from in us to really tear down that forest. There's nothing like that. We can control that. And ocean acidification, honestly, I forget what that is. But moving on. Biodiversity loss. We can control more in not destroying habitats for the species around us. We can definitely control that. We can control air pollution by implementing practices that do not lead to air pollution, that do not cause air polluting. So it's really a gray area, but not gray at the same time. But moving on. So this leads us into like the 5 practical steps that we can take, and stay tuned for the last one, because that is going to be a real kicker. Now, the first step, using reusable water bottles more. I had to put that word reusable, because I can say water bottles, but then like plastic as a water bottle. There's a plastic water bottle, you know. So really using, getting something that you can use every day, you know, that you won't just throw away the next day. You'll actually take care of it, value it, because you spend a good amount of money on it. You know, something simple. The real challenge here is not that we use plastic or, you know, a lot. The real challenge here is how we dispose of it. A discovery was made by National Geographic that's found 91% of all plastic that we have ever made have not been recycled. Now, that gives us like a clear picture that it is not how we use it, it's how we dispose of it. But that is the first step we can take. The next step really is actually disposing our plastic correctly. It's very simple, it's very straightforward. Just take the extra care in knowing the practices, in creating a system for yourself where you can put plastic, recyclables, anything in just one place and then dispose of it correctly. The second practice that we can implement to reduce our carbon footprint is preserving more of what we own. Now, this is an indirect approach to solving fast fashion and textile waste. But I don't mean to just keep it exclusively to clothes, because this can be applied in everything that we use and own in our lives, from tools, technology, furniture, our houses, you know, clothes. Really creating a system that's and using products that actually, one, take good care of our possessions, and two, are manufactured and created to help the environment and not destroy it, and are manufactured by companies that actually have systems to help the environment and not destroy it. If the right steps are taken to anything, if the right steps are taken to preserve it, those things will last longer. The third practical step: finish the food on your plate. There are a lot of starving kids out here. Don't look to Africa. Look to your own neighborhood. Go to the college in your neighborhood. Tell me how many college kids are starving. Or high school, really. How many kids are starving over there? The first step is, yes, finish. Get the amount that you will finish. But if you can't, pack it. Pack it in containers that will be, you know, easy to recycle or compost. Feed it to the hungry, needy children in the college campuses or high school campuses, or take it to our brethren in the streets, and, you know, make sure they have a wonderful dinner or lunch or breakfast, whichever one they're eating at that moment. And even better yet, converse, you know, get out there, move, talk to people. That's weird, aren't I? Don't be like that. And the fourth step, practical step that we can take, is supporting organizations, movements that are trying to solve this on a global scale. There's nothing more that needs to be said there. What more can be said? Really, if they need our support, we can be there. We can show up. We can sign the petitions. We can post, reshare, yada yada yada, etc. We can do that. We can do it. I believe in us. Yes. And with that said, you know, you can subscribe, like, comment, share about our upcoming brand, about, you know, this video, you know, click that button. I know you're gonna do it. So do it. Yeah. The last point, the last practical step that we can take is controlling demand. It's common knowledge that companies make products to meet consumer demands, and it's also common knowledge that some companies tend to overstep and even try to create the illusion of demand, and this can be in a way that manipulates you into thinking that you need a product when you don't really need it. This may be overstated or understated, but do we really need the latest technology that is put out by Apple or Samsung and those kind of companies every year? I mean, I don't know your circumstances, maybe you do need them, but by us continuously playing in this game of, oh, it looks so cool, I want it, or I need it, and the companies being like, oh yes, they need it, let's make it, let's do this, la la la, we're trapping ourselves. The best thing we can do with this is, yes, keeping companies accountable for the way they go about creating the products and the way they go about disposing of the products, and also keeping ourselves accountable by maybe not buying, or you know what, no, if you don't buy, it's already created, forget about it, you can go ahead and buy. But creating the narrative, that's establishing the narrative that we care about the planet, and companies claiming they care about our needs should also be caring about the planet. You have the power to say when enough is enough. You have, let nobody take that away from you, and let's remind each other that we can do better. We can do more. We can when did this turn into a therapy session? My bad. Let me move along. We're not here for that. Although it can be therapeutic. You know what I'm saying? It can be therapeutic. By all means, this won't be solved by tomorrow or by the next year, and it certainly won't be solved by this group of people and those group of people. This is something that we all collectively need to come together and be responsible for our part. Our businesses, our companies need to be responsible for their parts. Our actions as consumers, our demands as consumers, we play a role in that. We will be responsible for our part. Yeah, see how I did that? We will be, not we can be, we will, you know, because we will. Let me make that straight, we will, you know? I mean, the question really always should go back to what can I do and what can we do, and let's do it. That brings us to a close for this video. Thank you for sticking till the end. We appreciate the love. Tara appreciates the love. Thank you for being a part of this. Please comment. If you have ideas, comment. We would love to hear them. If you have other steps that we can take to be sustainable, please share them. If you have an idea of what we can cover going forward, please share it. We want this to be as much our experience. We want this to be as much your experience as it is our experience, because as I said, our brand is not here to be an expert. Our brand is here to grow. Our brand is here to, learn and share, and that's all we can do. Just share, communicate. One love, unity, And all in all, subscribe, like, share if you feel like it. If you don't, that's okay. We love you regardless, and we will still be putting out wonderful content going forward. Yeah, and you can be a part of that too. And the next one, and the next. Either way, you will still be coming back to us. I'm so creepy. I'm sorry. Forget what I say. But thank you. Peace.